Welcome back to another Battlefront update. Today marks another weekly community transmission for Battlefront 2, this time being one dedicated to the vehicles of Geonosis. We knew this one was coming, but I think one comment in my last video summed up most of the community's feelings regarding a transmission only about the 3 vehicles we all thought we knew everything about already. With that individual commentating that DICE must be planning on announcing some new vehicles, as there's no way they would only choose to talk about just the 3. Well, there's good and bad news to this. The bad news is that, yeah, there are no surprises in this community transmission, at least not the type we were looking for, like new vehicle announcements. Just the 3 same old playable vehicles we all knew were coming, being the Step, Bark Speeder, and the ATT. Now, before you go, the good news is that this transmission reveals a little bit more than just the vehicle part, and actually shows us that the Geonosis Galactic Assault map will be far more elaborate than your normal run-of-the-mill Galactic Assault map. On how exactly, we'll get to that momentarily. So, with the vehicles, starting out with the ATT. As we all know, it's the core land vehicle of the Galactic Republic, and will play the utmost importance on Geonosis, being that the clones need them to take down the hard cell transports, while the droids need to destroy them to win the game. It also remains the largest off-rails vehicle that DICE have ever built for the game, and will actually be dropped off by a special vehicle transport LAT. And very importantly, they won't be available for battle points, but instead will automatically be deployed on the map. But this tank has 5, yeah, you heard that right, 5 abilities at its disposal. First being the laser cannons, which are the 4-ball turret laser cannons on the ATT, and its primary weapon. These will fire in an alternative pattern and cause damage to anyone they hit. Next is the Mass Driver Cannon, that will fire the ATT's main cannon, causing damage to those in its blast range, and of course do the most damage to the hard cell transports. After that is the Ion Charge, that transitions the ATT into something called Siege Mode, which will allow the Ion Charge to be fired instantly. And keep in mind, this Ion Charge is specifically used to disable the hard cells, so they can be damaged by other weapons, and as such does come with a long cooldown. Last but not least is the Mobile Spawn Point ability, which is actually more of a passive ability than anything else. What this means is that troopers will be able to spawn onto an ATT as they'll count as an HQ on the spawn menu. Players will encounter ATTs across the battlefront, meaning your spawn options are always ever changing. And yes, this is the surprise I was talking about before. Mobile spawn points that we can choose to spawn on, something that's never before been seen in the new Battlefront series. Considering we don't even have a system like this in the game currently, and it's being made specifically just for one map, that really goes to show the lengths that DICE are taking here just for a Galactic Assault map. It makes you think just how they'll be able to top things off with the Geonosis Conquest map that's coming next year too. But I think it's well deserved, especially considering we've been waiting how long for a new Galactic Assault map, that the one we do get, it better be bigger and better than all the other ones we got before. So I guess it works out when you look at it that way. Now for the lone weakness that the ATT possesses, and yes, it does have a weakness. While it is very resistant against standard blaster fire, droids can, however, get close enough to be able to take advantage of softer armored plating on the underside of the ATT, allowing them to do impactful damage. Of course, I don't have to tell you that the clones will want to defeat any droids that are near the ATTs as soon as possible to prevent them from taking them down. As for the 2 other playable vehicles we're getting, first being the Step, which stands for Single Troop Aerial Platform, will bring the droids a vehicle option with good speed but great agility, allowing them to maneuver across the planet with great ease. However, they lack in durability, so if you plan to survive long, you're gonna need to evade as much fire as possible. And finally, for the Bark Speeder, it's said to be fast and aggressive, providing the clone troopers with a great means of transportation across the planet. But like the Stap, it also suffers from a lack of durability. Now both these speeders actually have the same exact abilities that the Imperial speeder bike has, being the light blaster cannons, motion scan, heat sink, and laser barrage. So nothing really special to say about these other than they'll just be the Republic era speeder bike options. Now, seeing how DICE are putting so much effort into just one galactic assault map of Geonosis, it's clear at this point that they have a much larger team at their disposal than they had for a majority of this year. And guess what? It's true. Since the leaker some_info did tell us last month that more people returned from Battlefield to work on Battlefront. So DICE now have a larger team to work with. And you know what that means, with a larger team, that means more potential for more elaborate projects, such as going above expectations for Geonosis Galactic Assault, Conquest Mode, and new heroes down the line after the release of Dooku and Anakin next year. So that should answer any questions you might have after seeing all of this and going, wait, I thought they had a tiny team, how are they getting so much done? Are they practically living at the studio now? And thankfully, no they're not. It looks like they actually have a large enough team that could properly support a AAA game, as they should. And hopefully this continues, so you know, we can get more than one large-scale map a year. Fingers crossed. But that'll do it for this Battlefront update. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel to not only support it, but keep up with Star Wars news, gaming, and canon lore released every week. And consider following me on Twitter and Facebook to never miss out on the latest Star Wars related content. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.